Hello there, this is Mikhail or Michael speaking. Happy April Fool's Day. Hope you will have fun and enjoy the day. Now, there are a lot of news coming in from Bakhmut about the Russian successful attack in this sector. For a better understanding, I will use VBUnion map. So heads up to him for making a great map. It's very easy to understand as well. So if we push the Bakhmut recap for the March, we can see that this is the sector that Russians had captured in the last 12 hours. Now remember how in the last video I said that Wagner troops have capabilities of night fighting due to the superiority of equipment suitable for night battles. As far as I know, this attack was launched at night. Not only that, the heavy snows were falling out in Bakhmut. So I would assume that Ukrainians thought that Russians will not attack them in weather conditions so bad. Now, like I said again in the previous video, Russians are heavily bombarding this sector, not allowing Ukrainians to reinforce their comrades on this front. Perhaps this was a combination of three factors. One being a night attack, which is obviously a surprise attack. Second, snow attack, which again I'm sure Ukrainians were not expecting Russians to attack here. And third, heavy artillery strikes at night, not allowing Ukrainians to reinforce these positions. So the combination of these three perhaps was accountable for this success. Now we'll stay in this sector for some time, and I just want to say about the Stadium Avant-Garde and about those big tall houses right here. For the past few days, Russians had trouble attacking from Stadium Avant-Garde because again, these high-rise buildings are overlooking a lot of Russian positions, but if we are to assume that this is actually what happened, that means Ukrainians will soon have to retreat from this very well defended positions. So you can see how Russians decided not to storm the buildings itself, losing perhaps hundreds and thousands of men, but decided to go around in an encirclement maneuver. Now, while we're here, we can see that the Russians had actually captured this part of the city as well. They are advancing from the bazaar or market area here and are getting ever close to this major street. Now, before I go to the map that I used to use, I will show you a video of Wagner flag flying somewhere in this sector. So as you can see, this is very snowy here. This proves that this is a very recent video. Now, there are some conflicting reports coming in that the Wagner troops had also captured this sector right here. I've seen it on some maps. I'm not sure whether it's true or not, but what I can say is that they captured parking lot as of right now. This map did not update it, but I'm sure it will soon. Heavy fighting continues in the industrial zone. Again, there's still one part of that industrial zone left, right here. Russians are also attacking beyond this railroad and the street of Kolpakova in the direction of this sector. Now, this sector it would seem, have a lot of tall buildings as well, so I'm sure they will be tangled in street-to-street fighting in this sector for some time. The situation in Khramova is the same. Russians are continuously attacking towards this settlement. From here we go to the southwest of the city, where Russians are attacking in the direction of this street right here. They are attacking in these directions in attempt to push Ukrainians out of the residential area. Information that I received suggests that the MiG statue here that was destroyed recently is still in Ukrainian hands. So it is safe to say that this sector right here is an active battlefield. From here we go to Ivanovsky, where Russians are conducting military operations here. Now, it's been reported that Ukrainians had slightly counterattacked Russians here and even pushed them a little, but overall Russians are still controlling the hill here. While we're still in Bakhmut, we go to the north of it, where Russians are continuously attacking towards villages of Bogdanivka, Grigorivka, and are fighting in Orekhovo-Vasiliivka for the control of the settlement, as well as Russians are attacking along the E40 highway and expanding their zone of control near Zalishansky. Then we go to the Seversk front. The situation in Bilogorivka stays the same. Russians are conducting limited operations here. The fighting continues in Verkhomansky, Spirne, and Vesely, also in the Serebryansky forest here and around Dibrova. Russians are continuously attacking towards Zarichne. Russians are slowly advancing in these general directions towards Yampolivka, Terny, Novosadove, Nevsky, and Makivka, but only after heavy bombardments of these positions. From here we go to Avdiivka. Situation in Avdiivka is as follows. Once again, there are reports that the Kamyanka village had fallen to the Russians. Some sources suggest that, but I don't know if it's safe to say that the village had fallen to the Russians as of right now. Now, situation in Stepova, Ukrainian sources are stating that the Russians were pushed further away from the railroad, back into the fields, but I don't think that the evidence is sufficient to suggest that. Again, Russians are continuously attacking from Apitne towards the Avdiivka itself and from Vadyane towards Severne and Tonenke. Now, if we go to this map right here, we can see that they had given Russians much more control, but then again, they did not give Russians Vadyane and had completely ignored their advance here at Pervomaisky. But this map suggests that Russians had reached Lastachkina and had enveloped Severne and Tonenke. This is in line with the report I made about a few days ago. So once again, they are actually saying that the Kamyanka had fallen, and I don't know what's wrong with this map because it's kind of weird. Like I saw videos and geolocations that Russians are fighting here and here as well, and I guess they decided not to include that in their map. Yeah, while we're here, we go to the Vadyane situation where they are attacking towards Pervomaisky. As you can see, they are capturing more and more land to the north of the settlement and getting close and close to its center. Here, Russians are establishing zone of control as well and attacking along those streets. Village of Nevelsky still stands. Then we go to the Marinka. Now, situation in Marinka suggests that Russians had become extremely active in this sector. Heavy fighting in its center continues as well as around it. Village of Pobeda was not being captured as of right now. From here we go to the Novomikhailivka. Russians are again attacking towards it but without any success. From Novomikhailivka we go at last to the Vuglidar, where elite Russian troops are battling out with Ukrainians for the control over the Dacha area, as well as over the control of the mines here. Now Russians are, it would seem, attacking from Pavlivka in order to establish better zone of control. The map suggests it slightly. Here is the drone footage of Vuglidar if you want to see how it looks. So as you can see, this is like Dacha area and this is Vuglidar itself in the back. So this is it for today. I hope you enjoyed my video. If you do, please consider liking, subscribing, and commenting, as again, it is good for algorithms. As always, humanity calls me to condemn all violence against human beings. Have a good day and always remember, Russia will be free.